Welcome back to the channel. Got a very cool one here for you today. Little demo and review time. And this is the first time we've ever talked about a case on the channel, I believe, because it's a very cool case, so I figured I'd have to mention it. Case is part of the value of a guitar, of course, when you order a guitar. And these Strandberg cases are really, really nice. They even have the overlapping zipper, so it's smooth on there, and I wouldn't say waterproof, but close to it. At least closer than you get on any other gig bag that I've owned. But anyways, enough about that. You're not here for a case. You're here for one of these very cool Strandberg Essentials. And these things are killer. I just checked the website not 20 seconds before turning on the camera. They are sold out, as you can imagine. And this is the red finish they offer. It's called like Astro Burst or something like that, or Astro Red, I don't know. But it's just kind of a normal red finish. It looks a little bit darker on the camera than in real life, I would say. So if you're worried about the appearance, this video is probably not the best for the actual color of the finish, because it is more of a lighter red with just maybe a touch of pink. Maple neck, one piece roasted maple neck, which is very, very nice. We'll talk about that in a minute. Rosewood fingerboard, 25.5-inch scale length, your Fender scale length. This is spelled wrong on their site, but it is hardened zinc for the hardware, which is interesting. Or cast zinc, they call it, rather. I'm not sure, the advantages and whatnot of that, whatever. And then the body wood is like Meranti, I think that's how it's pronounced, which is a wood, I had to look it up, that's native to like the Philippines, kind of a jungle wood, which is cool. And these are made in Indonesia. So I do know Strandberg a little bit. I have never owned one. This one is not mine, just borrowing it. But I've played a Strandberg Prog 6 quite a bit. A buddy of mine owns one of those. They're very, very nice. And then I've played a 7-string Strandberg Boden at Guitar Center once. That was really awesome, and I was probably there way too long cruising on that thing. But anyways, these are really cool. As you know, if you know anything about Strandberg and the Essentials line, this is the first retail Strandberg, I believe, ever that is retailed for under $1,000. Now it is $999, so you're going to pay over $1,000 by the time you get taxes and all that stuff in there. But the point being, a normal Strandberg Boden is going to run you, $1,400 and up. On the used market, that's about where you see them as well. In kind of $1,200 is where I've seen the cheapest Strand. Those are usually kind of the less desirable models, the 7 strings, the multi-scale, the stuff that's a lot more niche, and they run up from there. There's been a 7-string, really, really nice mint-condition 7-string on Marketplace around me in Kentucky. It's been up there for like $1,800 for 6 months. So not a whole lot of demand for the higher end models. Now these babies are out. It does have the Endure neck or Enduro neck, however they say it. And these are, honestly, the necks are kind of the reason that you buy a Strandberg in the first place, other than the thing weighs, a pound, which is awesome. But the neck, and if you can see that profile, it starts and curves. So it's got a flat spot there. And the way that works, and to my knowledge, the purpose of doing it that way is when you're playing up top, your thumb has a tendency to be closer over the top of the neck. And so the little ridge created by this flat part of the neck is further toward the top. Makes sense. As your hand comes down, our thumb tends to naturally roll back and roll around. And the little contour of that flat edge follows the path of your thumb all the way down. Now that's super cool. I believe they have like trademarks and patents and everything on that neck, so you're not going to find it anywhere else. I've certainly never played any other guitar that has anything like it. I've never played a guitar other than this specific Strandberg that has a flat neck. It's just a very unique thing, very, very, very cool, and just kind of out there. No other real way to put it. It's out there. Now it even says Endure Neck patented. So yeah, it's only a Strandberg thing. But yeah, it's just an awesome guitar. Knobs are great. One thing I was very surprised about with this, and these are in-house pickups, so just Strandberg humbuckers. It's a 5-way switch, so you can actually activate just the individual coils and whatnot. That's kind of cool. You don't see a 5-way switch on too many, metal-themed guitars. Not often, at least. So yeah, let's go ahead and plug her up and hear how it sounds. Also, the input jack, I really like that. You can't even see it there. There it is. So the input jack is nice and tucked away in that little recess. It reminds me a lot of an Ormsby in that regard, or a Valraven. They have theirs in kind of a cool spot also. But we'll crank up the Spark 40 here. And I gotta say, again, this thing doesn't weigh anything. It is so lightweight. So a lot of times I play even sitting down with a strap. You don't need it at all. Here, of course, it's just so light, and strands are very well balanced on the leg. No issues there whatsoever. Just feels great. And I've been playing around on this a bunch. So we're all the way down on that bottom position on our selector switch, which should be just a single coil here. And then we go to 2, we go to the 2 middle, we go to the 2, and we go to 1. So that's my understanding. Anyways, sounds killer on the, just this, again, the Spark 40 is a pre-built metal playset, or not playset, but set of pedals and everything preset. That's the word. It's called like Iron Hammer or some bullshit. But it's very similar metal preset, just with a little reverb added. And again, these are just stock presets, nothing that's been customized or tweaked. So you can recreate this tone at home, because almost everybody on earth has a Spark 40 by now. And you can play exactly, how it sounds here. Sounds great. We'll go next position up. Sounds great there. I actually really like that. It's not quite as harsh. It's a little more glassy, a little more, in a bubble. That doesn't make any sense. Middle position. That I actually really like a lot. That sounds great. little bit, maybe a little bit too dark. We'll go next one up, so second from the top. Sounds pretty good there, not really my style. And all the way up on the neck. Definitely we're out of metal territory by now. We get to the neck pickup. Very much into bluesy territory. We can go just to a straight fuzz patch. Crank that a little more, we get into that kind of doom stoner sludge feel. Cranked that a little more than I thought it would. But it sounds great. I like it for that kind of old school doom feel. But again, kind of a metal guitar. That's what people are buying these for. Go all the way back down to the bridge. We'll go back to that just kind of brutal metal pad. Take the tone all the way down. Not that I mess with tone knobs a whole lot, just in general. Not a huge fan of tone all the way down, but I don't know when you use that. And honestly, especially with all this distortion and everything, you can't tell a huge amount of difference, at least I can't. So tone all the way up, tone all the way down. There's definitely a difference there. It's just a little bit harder to pick out. That Pantera riff for another video. I haven't practiced it enough, but it's hard. not bad though. And cleaning, of course, just in case you bought Strandberg fingerstyle. I actually like that middle position. Yeah. That's actually pretty tight. Go back to distortion with reverb. I like that middle pickup position quite a bit. And again, these are just stock pickups, in-house Strandberg made, but everything Strandberg is of course going to be extremely top shelf. So as you would expect, they're, professional level instruments here, even on the essential line. My one complaint, because I'm trying to find something, I can't give any guitar just an absolute 100% score. My one complaint, and I've had this complaint on other guitars, not just the Strand. If I'll have to go back and watch the Valraven review, and I might have the same complaint on there. The button, I hate that. It's just, to me, is a poor placement. I hate the button being there. I'd rather it not have strap buttons at all than have a button here. Ideally, I'd love it to be just on the horn. Like, yeah, okay, that looks like shit, but what are you gonna do? I'd rather it be on the horn. I've already felt it just from me playing it. The button is hitting my chest. And yeah, I'm a fairly large dude, so whatever, but the button hitting your chest doesn't feel good. It hurts. So that's digging into, my pec there and does not feel great. Other than that, these strings are set up fairly low, so I think we're gonna tweak that a little bit and get them up just a little bit more and a little more relief on the neck. But neck's super easy to get to, not hard on the truss rod like the Legator Ghost is. So pretty easy. Overall, I've played, my fair share of headless guitars in my day, and I like these a lot, especially for $1,000. Very hard to beat. I'm not the biggest fan in the world of this red finish just because it's not my style. That's not my personal taste, not the color I would have bought. I would have gotten black, but you can also get, for $40, you can get a vinyl wrap, and then it's any color in the world you want, or any graphic you want, and just wrap the thing. But other than that, that's the strap button location, and you can take it off if you really don't like it, like me. Other button is right back here. But again, I'd just rather see horn to horn. There you go. Strandberg Essential killer guitar, if you can find any of them in stock. $1,000 for an Indonesia-made, professional quality, very badass guitar. One-piece roasted maple neck. With that really cool neck design, that taper, I don't even know what you call it. It's not a radius, I don't know. Impossible to find that, obviously, on any guitar that's not a Strand. I don't know, other than that, I might change the inlays, just because I like donut inlays better. And they're very small, but it's a small guitar. The whole thing's kind of designed with small in mind. Setting up and tuning and everything on this, very, very easy, not like a Legator. Those are much, 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 much harder. Or, of course, a Strand like the Prague that has a Floyd on it is just miserably hard. I've spent multiple hours on the same Strandberg Floyd trying to get it set up, and then at the end just gave up. I was not able to complete my mission. Finish honestly doesn't even show that many fingerprints. That's pretty cool. I thought it would show a lot more than it does. Maybe I haven't touched it that much. I don't know. But there you go. There's your review and demo of the Strandberg Boden Essentials in like Astro Red. And it is a cool finish, even if it wouldn't be my pick. I think they have black and blue as well, if I remember correctly. I know they have black. That's a standard Strandberg color. And I would probably have gone with the black, but that's me. And yeah, if you own one of these things, if you manage to get your hands on one, because again, they have not been out super long. I think only a few months at the time I'm filming this. But if you manage to get your hands on one, let me know what you think. If you've got other headless guitars that you like even better than this, drop that in the comments. I'm always curious people's takes on headless because they are very polarizing instruments. And I think I've said it on the channel before. I love my Ghost, and I will never get rid of my Ghost 8, even for all its flaws of being very hard to tune and whatnot. I love my Ghost, but I probably would never own another headless guitar. If you've seen my review on the Valraven, at some point in my life, I'm going to own a Valraven 7-string. If I told you I wouldn't own a headless before, I lied. But there you have it. Let me know what you think, and we'll catch you on the next one.